just want everyone to know. I'll tell the world, yeah. I'll tell the world. I just want everyone to know.
Good morning, everybody. Cap Nation Live. Happy Friday, the 20th of November. Glad to have most of you here, if not all of you, even the crybaby bitches that are out there. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hopefully nobody is acting like the man in the video. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Was just kicking back, sipping the coffee, reading the live chat. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. David, glad to know you still love the free plays and you still realize and remember how everybody was, I think, at least 15-4 last week on free plays. Yet we lose a couple days worth of free plays and, well, shit. The ship is sinking according to almost everybody else. Dear Lord. Good morning. Morning, William, tuning in via text. Am I spicy this morning? Not at all. Not at all. Am I spicy? Nope. We'll get that question out of the way. I do find it amusing. I've had 2 straight days losing money. Georgia money line. Hey, Hector. Did you forget about the real free play? The Belgium play? Probably. And Arizona plus 13.5 NFL. So I hope today we're going to have a great day. Kyle, let's get down to business. I know you said Cappers Nation, baby, but hey, Hector, did you forget about the 15-4, the week before? I got to tell you, I could read comments all day long this morning. Boy, you gamblers have short memories. I mean, I know it's Friday, but whoo, hot diggity dog. Boy, you guys got short memories. And if you're betting just the free plays, zip it because you're still up handsomely. Kind of like that third stringer from Tulsa. Hot diggity dog, yep. I dropped my game of the week yesterday. I did. Somehow, some way, we dropped it. 0-0 in the first half, and we still had a fighting chance and dropped it by a hook. Unfortunately. I should have been like other companies and put out 53.5, even though the line was 54.5. Joe Free says, Kyle, some people just don't understand how this betting business goes, right? Absolutely, David. Everybody forgets. Well, not everybody, but some forget. And it's rather amusing. Sometimes it makes me think, maybe we should just go back to 1 free play a day in the daily free play video. We'll still do the live show. Shoot the shit. Break down the games. Thomas, thank you. You are a very smart man. Just jumped on the 3x3. The 3x3 for the UFC. 3 UFC events, 3 max fight picks for $100. It's a smoking deal. FC killing the Bellator yesterday. Yeah, Jeff, they went through 3 quarterbacks yesterday. Starting quarterback goes down. I seen a text message that the starter was out pretty quick, and I don't have much faith in the backup. I knew the third stringer could sling the ball, but I didn't think he'd have a chance to get in the game. So when the QB went down, I thought, there goes that bet. There goes that bet. Then I get another text that the backup's down. I said, oh, we might have a chance now, was my exact comment. I'm going to go bet the over live in Tulsa live. And I did. I hammered the snot out of Tulsa live when they were down 14-0. I hammered the snot out of the second half. Tulsa and the over 24.5. I actually did a parlay. I posted it on Twitter this morning. $1,775 on Tulsa money line, which I was a chicken. I should have just laid the 3 because it was plus 120, and that parlay would have paid a hell of a lot more. But they were only minus, I think it was minus 140 on the money line. Minus 140, I'm looking at it right here. I posted it on Twitter. Tulsa money line minus 140 and the over 24.5 at plus 109. I did a $1,775 parlay that won $4,584.57. So I was able to minimize damage yesterday and absolutely hammered the snot out of live wagering. Plus a couple other second half bets. I hit over 13 for the, actually it was actually 10.5 on the first time I bet it under live on Bet Online. The third quarter, I did over 9.5 and then, no, over 10.5, and then they gave me another one. They instantly moved it to 12.5, so I bet that one as well. So got lucky there, 250 on each, so another 500 there. Focus Sports, you lost 150 on Christian Kirk not getting a TD. Yeah, Bellator was fun. Bellator was fun. Could have been a tad bit better. He could have been perfect, but, he wasn't. And that's fine. That's fine. He didn't sweep the card, but still had a nice big winning card for everybody in Bellator yesterday. That was nice. That was nice. His big fight pick was easy money. Manuel says, I'm up, brother, these past 3 weeks. And the weekend going to be amazing. Absolutely. I did do a teaser yesterday as well. Well, premium play teaser hit, but I did do another one. Let me log back into my account. Oh, there we go. There we go. J-Rock, we can't stop worrying, or we can stop worrying J-Rock's here. Good morning, J-Rock. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I guess apparently I bet the third quarter it went through twice over 12.5. So over 9.5 and over 12.5. Yeah, the Joey Davis winning inside the distance. I thought he was going to have a chance. It's not like he just dominated on the ground. He didn't do much damage, but dominated on the ground. But that Jason Jackson, whoo, that one made me a nice score. I actually bet that one 3 times on Bet Online. It was a nice one. Did a little 3-team teaser yesterday. 3-team 10-point teaser that cashed. Had the over 45 in the Tulane game, Arizona plus 13. And the over 47 squeaked that one in. That was nice. That was nice. That one was a nice hit. Overall, not bad. Not bad. LT, good morning. I hope that finger's doing all right. Jay, good morning. What did I have on the Tulane game? I had Tulsa laying 5.5. I had the Tulsa team total over 30. And then I had the over. I had one at 54, one at 54.5, which lost, and another at 53.5. So I ended up breaking even there, but then I live bet the shit out of it on Tulsa when they were down 14-0, and then the over. I think I live bet the over 4 times. David, how are my ears this morning? They're a tad bit better. Weird. They completely clogged up yesterday. Completely clogged up. Which is weird. It was not supposed to happen after surgery again, but apparently it did. A little bit in my left, but it's kind of stabilizing. Woke up with a splitting headache at 4 o'clock this morning. Felt like somebody cracked me over the bat with a 2x4. J-Rock, you got roughed up last night, 0-4. You know, that happens to the best of people. You know, hang tough. You had Tulane money line. It's a tough one. Alex, good morning. Says, morning, Kyle and Friar owners, right? Right? Toby says, I hit a 2-team small parlay on baseball last night. Must have been, Doosan money line in the over. I did hit the NC Dinos plus 1.5 for 2K. They let me bet 500 a time, and I bet it 4 times. But I've been riding the Dinos plus 1.5. Seahawks got the job done yesterday. Howard, we'll always have a bounce back, but remember, always steady the course and bet within your means. Manage that bankroll, because I got news for everybody out there. There's going to be bad days. If I'm just going to put this out there. If you're looking for somebody to go 100%, X out of the live chat, don't purchase from us. If you're looking for, and I'm not calling you out, Howard, this is actually to everybody out there. So I want to put that out there. I'm not calling you out. If you're looking for a miracle, I'm sorry, I'm not your miracle man. If you're looking for somebody who walks on water, I swim really fast, but I don't walk on water, although some say I do. If you're looking for a lottery ticket, get rich quick scheme, this is not it. Sports betting, you want to be successful? I can show you how. It's a slow, methodical process. You will have winning weeks. You will have weeks when you lose. So manage your bankroll. Put on those big boy pants or big girl pants. Tighten that fucking belt really hard, because it's going to be a wild ride. But at the end of the day, if you manage your bankroll properly and you be consistent, you will be successful. That I promise you. Because if not, I still wouldn't be firing on games for the amounts that I do. I'd be like those other jerkwads on the internet betting $55 a game. And that's a fact. It is a long, tedious process to the top. And hell, I'm not even at the top yet. But one thing that I can tell you is that we are successful. That we are. That we are. To the people that have been with me long enough, I already know that. To the new ones that are tuning in, you guys don't know that yet. J-Rock, what could possibly be the excuse on why they don't show tickets? How could anybody have an excuse on why they don't show tickets? Todd, thank you for jumping on board. FC's UFC for tomorrow. Speaking of the UFC, it'll be on the website later today. UFC will be on the website later today. Joe says, we don't know if they bet it for $55. They don't show their ticket. That was valid, right? Different bankrolls. Yeah, you know, if they were betting, they would show it. And if it was for a respectable dollar, anybody on my side of the table should be betting serious money. It's like a financial advisor. Come on. If they don't have a pot to piss in, do you really want to take financial advice from them? No. Rodney, is the UFC one-day pass all the fights? Well, it's not a fight pick on every fight. You get all his write-ups minus the max fight pick. Some he's got fight picks on, some he's got stay-away recommendations, but you'll get a write-up and something on every fight except the max fight pick. J-Rock, that's funny. I guess to each their own. You know? To each their own. That'd be like going to Burger King and asking for a filet mignon medium rare. I could only imagine the crap that you'd get. Eternal, that's a great idea. You'd be like every other swinging dick on YouTube and Twitter. But make sure you mask out. You've got to crop out the dollar, okay? You got to crop out the dollar side. You don't want them to see it. All right? Or leave the 1 but not the decimal point and the 00. Let them think that you bet 10,000. Pat, glad to have you back on board this weekend. I just saw that. Thank you. Thank you, Pat. I know you took advantage of that promo code that I sent out. I'm glad to have you on board, and I'm glad to be able to assist where I'm able to. Diamond Cuts is another easy free play winner. Carlos Hyde over 1.5 receptions. Almost happened in the first series. Thank you, sir, once again. You're very welcome. I appreciate some people realizing that the props cashing yesterday. Seems to me, not everybody, but most of you only remember the losers. The latte's getting cold. Jack Sack says, damn, this is some bunk kush I got. Has to do for now. Just blame it on me. Blame it on me, Jack. Blame it on me. I'll take everybody's blows today, okay? I will take everybody's blow today. Chris, good morning. A unicorn, right? Right? Hey, you get 0-0 at the half and you end up at 54. I tell you guys this all the time. If a game goes to overtime in college, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen if a game goes to overtime in college. That's the crazy thing. Okay, that's the crazy thing. Anything can and will happen if a game goes to overtime. I don't care if it's 0-0. I've seen games where they put up 40, 50 points in OT, and all you need to do is get to OT. And we got there. We got there. The fact that they finally ran a passing play on that possession from the 3-yard line and pulled the Seahawks against the Patriots on us. You know, that's some bum-ass luck right there. You ran the ball all the way down to the 3 from the 25. Give it to that big guy, or hell, your quarterback can roll out. He's shown that he can run all day long. You only got to go 3 yards. You've got 2 plays to do it. Just run the damn ball. So, that was a little tough one, the pick six. Well, the pick six was definitely a tough one, that's for sure. I mean, you think about it. The likelihood of Tulane getting stopped, kicking 3, and then Tulsa not making a field goal from within the 25 to tie it again was slim to none, which would have been 6, guaranteeing a win with the very next point. So we were destined, no matter which way, the only thing that was going to stop us would be a turnover of some type. And unfortunately, it was a pick 6 type. And you know, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. It was a loser. Some pushed, some had a nice winning ticket. I seen Justice said that he won. And I know there was a handful of winners that I saw yesterday. I did see some comments this morning when I came in. I was reading through all the comments on YouTube and stuff. And every time you guys make a comment, it actually emails the company. William, I will pray to St. Jude. So to see if I can make these crybabies happy. I will, William. I will. That's a good text message. But anyways, gonna be a good day today. Could be a good day today. That's for sure. David Kisser said, I got lucky, bought it down to 53.5. Shit luck. David, so did I. Great call. Tulsa second half. And the second half over. It was a great call. Me too. I put a copy of my parlay on Twitter. Awesome. Awesome, Todd. There was some soccer today, but I'm not the biggest fan of the soccer this morning or today. Yeah, Mo, the likelihood of that happening. Oh yeah, if he picks and he doesn't score, yeah. If he doesn't get a score on the pick six, then yeah. But more than likely, they probably would have just drove the ball in. risking a kick and missing it. Yeah, we know exactly what that is, J-Rock. All right, so nonetheless, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for another monster kind of day. That I am. That I am. Some good football today. I don't know how quality of the games are going to be, but we got Syracuse and Louisville, Purdue and Minnesota, UMass and Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic laying the big number, and Air Force laying 7.5 against New Mexico. When I take a look at the schedule, I see shit and in Purdue and Minnesota, UMass and Florida Atlantic, shit, and New Mexico and Air Force, shit and shit. No offense. It's going to be an ugly looking Friday as far as what you guys get to watch on TV. Doesn't necessarily mean the plays will be bad. Jalen and I agree. Full Metal Jacket, one hell of a movie. New Mexico straight beast mode. I don't know about that. They played a solid game against Nevada. That's for sure. They played solid against Hawaii. No, I didn't mean the state. More on the lines of, the football program. We're going to have a state discussion on which state's the best. Guys cracked me up. Alrighty. So, we got some good games today. As far as... Wow. Jameis Winston will not start for the New Orleans Saints this weekend. Taysom Hill getting the start. Breaking news. New Orleans Saints plan to start Taysom Hill at quarterback ahead of Jameis Winston on Sunday. Hill took all the starter reps at practice this week, according to a source. Wow. I bet they've got some major trick plays up their sleeves. What do I think about Louisville covering? I don't know about that one. We'll break down that game. I haven't put out any plays with the exception of the one daily free play video. Jeff, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, Mike, it'll be very interesting to see. Jeremiah, did you miss the air fryer talk? No. Hill has 20 career passes, right? Yeah, the world of COVID is an interesting day-to-day topic. one will probably steer clear from, other than I hope everybody's being safe. Because Lord knows you don't want sports shut down, and if it does, we'll go back to international sports, which we still do. We'll find out what Hill's made of this weekend. I'm not, I like Jameis Winston, kind of like, I like Teddy Bridgewater as well before he went to the Saints. And Bridgewater got a bum deal with the knee. When he finally got his time to shine up in Minnesota. But as far as Winston goes, I liked him. I'm not the biggest Bruce Arians fan. And Winston under Bruce Arians, historically quarterbacks under Bruce Arians naturally throw a lot of interceptions because of the type of offense that he plays. Winston does make some poor passes, but a lot of those interceptions were on Bruce Arians and the play calling. But there's no doubt about it. We all know Jameis Winston can sling the ball. That's a fact. And if you put a line around him to protect him, which he did not have in Tampa, Tom Brady gets it, obviously, because he's Tom Brady. But I actually look forward to that game. I want to see Hill. I'd love to see him succeed and have a great game. I wouldn't say that third world countries did better than us per capita. And it would be easier to have better numbers if you had a dictatorship with a dictator dictating what you can and cannot do. And remember, in third world countries, they don't have Walmart to go shopping at. They don't have a Target to go to. They don't have a gas station to go pump gas. Well, they got a gas station, but most people don't have a car there. So the likelihood of spreading it when they're living in their little villa or their little hut kind of hard to transmit it when they're not getting the tourists to their countries as well. Bringing it in from where it came from. So, it's a lot to say about that part too. Chris says the Cowboys are a favorite over Washington. Right? As far as the NFL goes, and then we're going to get back to college football, we'll start breaking down the games because I won't be live for 3 hours this morning because I actually have Danny, what's going on, my brother? Fossey bringing the heat. Scott, it was more like a mud villa. Not a villa down in Cabo. As far as, the NFL goes, I think we get some good games this weekend. Some of them may be a little hard on the capping side. Titans and the Ravens, Lions and the Panthers, Eagles and the Browns with no Myles Garrett, who's on the COVID list. Patriots and the Texans, Steelers and the Jags. Steelers a 10.5-point road favorite. Falcons and the Saints. Saints only a 4-point favorite at home against Matt Ryan. Bengals and the football team. I love saying it, the football team. The Dolphins and the Broncos, the Jets and the Chargers, the Packers and the Colts. Packers a 2-point road dog. Cowboys and the Vikings. Vikings laying 7.5 at home against Dallas. Chiefs and the Raiders for Sunday Night Football rematch in Las Vegas this time. You guys all heard the story when Gruden and the Raiders won in Kansas City earlier in the year. On the way out, they had a Kansas City bus driver who was talking shit when they were boarding the bus to go to the airport. So Gruden had him do a lap around the stadium, a parade lap in the buses around the stadium on the way to the airport. And then Monday Night Football, Rams and the Bucks. That'll be a good one, in my opinion. That'll be a real good one, in my opinion. Yo Schmig says Raiders. I think that's going to be a good game. Sunday Night Football. Raiders a 7.5 point dog, home dog. Jalen says, I love all the Dolphins backers this week, but I know for a fact they'll be all back to hating them if they lose. You know, they're 6-3, Jalen. I got to tell you, my hat's off to the Dolphins. Tua wins. He can be the second quarterback in 40 years to start 4-0 in his NFL debut. The Broncos. Okay, so they play a Mile High. It's going to be cold. It's going to be nasty. Everybody thinks that just because they're in Miami, these kids, when they were in college, they never traveled to cold weather cities or played at cold weather colleges. TDs has dropped the over but did well in the props. Thank you, Kyle. You're very welcome. Thank you for recognizing that. J-Rock says the Dolphins started winning the day they fired Adam Gase, right? You know, their defense and special teams is right up there. Just wait until that offense really starts shining. The public wins. Sharps win. The books win. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vegas just manipulates a number. They don't manipulate the game. They manipulate the number that you have to either bet on or not bet on, or choose to just bet the game straight up. And I got news for you. As of right now, and I know it's only Friday, but it says Brandon says trap game for the Dolphins happens every week. Vegas won't let the public win. Well, if that's the case, then the Dolphins will win because 70% of the money as of right now, according to Scientific Gaming, is on Denver. 70% is on the Broncos. Early numbers, early reports, 70% of the early action coming in is on the Broncos. Just 30% on the Dolphins as of right now. So there's that. Mo, it was like 90 here yesterday. T-step, absolutely very attractive for people to go to Miami. No doubt about it. Now, that number will change. That number will change, especially come Sunday. '60s is cold for me. I'd probably be freezing if it was in the 60s. I'll be honest. The other day when it was raining, like a week ago, it dropped into the 60s or 50s. I was freezing. I was wearing a jacket. I was bundled up. I was looking for my snow boots. That shit was cold. But then again, a week later, it pops it back up into the 90s. So, all right. So we're gonna jump into the games. We'll break down the games. Send you guys on your merry way because I got to give you guys something to bitch about for tomorrow. All right, we got to give you guys something, to cry about for tomorrow. So, we better get to the breakdowns. That way we can get to the juicy nitty gritty. Any soccer plays for today? No, I wouldn't want anybody to bitch and complain that, the small one on Georgia loses, but the big one on Belgium wins. So, nope, no soccer for anybody today. No soccer for anybody today. Don't want to risk my reputation by giving you guys a winning soccer play. That's for sure. Pat says 58 degrees right now coming out of the hoodie. Coming out. Jalen says it's 75 degrees in Miami and I'm freezing, right? Right? It drops into the 70s and I'm crying. And I'm cold and crying. Yo Schmick says they don't cry. No, but I got to tell you, Yo Schmick, I got to tell you, I have seen in the last, and I get it, the game of the year lost, and that sucks. Trust me. You know what really sucks about the game of the year? Not that I lost. Now, I live bet it, so I made a good chunk back. It's not the fact that it lost that I'm more pissed about. It's the fact that I can't say we've never lost one. And it's funny, I read through some of the comments, people saying that we never lose these. I have never said we never lose these. I said we never lost one that we've given to clients. We've never lost one that we've given to clients. Just because it's a game of the year doesn't mean it's improbable for it to lose. Shit happens. But I think I'm more upset of our blemish record with them. We've dropped one now. So the next time we have one, I can't say we've never lost one before, which was a true statement. So now, all the little crybaby bitches out there saying that, oh, I went all in because they say they never lose these. Well, no, we've never lost one since we've given out. But next time it'll be, we've only lost one of these. But I got to tell you, they ain't just moaning. There's a lot of crybaby bitches out there. Nathan, 9-1. No, a lot more than 9-1. I think that shit's like fucking, at least in the last 3, just for YouTube alone, for everybody on YouTube. I added up the other day. It was either 19-1 or 20-1. As far as games of the years go. And I got to tell you, I did have my eye on a college football for my personal play game of the year. I think there's so many crybabies, I'm not going to put it out. But if I do, I'm going to charge $500 fucking dollars for it, and I'll put a guarantee on it. I'll go back to the $500 that we used to charge. And it had a nice little guarantee. That way people can't, bitch and complain that all of a sudden there's no guarantee. Well, there used to be a guarantee years ago, and it was $500. I think we'll go back to that, especially for my personal play game of the year. Yosh makes it I lost 400, and and it sucks. And I feel for you for losing 400. Trust me, 400 is a lot of money. It don't matter if you lost $100 or you lost 100,000. Justice doesn't sound as good rolling off the tongue. It doesn't. I think that the blemish record is what I'm pissed about. Mike, that's being spiteful and hurts the people that support you 365 days a year. Tan, you lost $80K in 5 days. On what plays? Tan, what plays did you lose $80K in 5 days on? That I'd love to know, Tan. What did you lose $80K on in 5 days? Because you've been on our combo package since the 14th. You bought our game of the year and my game of the week. And I'm not calling you out, but since the 14th, on premium plays, let's add all this up, because I'm curious how you could be down that much. Unless you lost it all on the game of the year and my game of the week yesterday, I don't see how you're down that much, or how anybody could if you're betting properly. And that goes for anybody. Now, yesterday I didn't add up the units, so let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna crunch some numbers here. Now, because of yesterday's premium plays, in the last 6 days, premiums are down like 2.5 games. We were 1-3 yesterday. Now, my personal plays, for that matter, are up about a half a unit over that, because I had a losing day yesterday. So overall, you're down about 2 units betting the games. You signed up on the 14th. You lost guaranteed Saturday, but you won the Sunday NFL play. You also won the UFC Max Fight Pick according to your package. So as far as the big guaranteed games, you're actually up 1 big game of one of the big guaranteed games, and you're down about 2 units. So unless you put $80K on the game of the year and my game of the week, I don't see how anybody, if you're betting just my games, anybody could be down 80K or down anything of that nature. And if you are, or maybe you're going big on one and not betting the others and only betting the losers, then maybe you should reach out to me and I'll help you manage that bankroll. So that way that 80K you're not losing 80K. Because over the course of the last how many days that you've been with us, Tan, you really shouldn't be down that much. So let me help you out. Edward, good morning. Focus Sports, and I'm not calling him out. That's for anybody. Tan, text me. After I send out games, send me a text message. Let's figure out a way to correct that for you. And I'm not just singling him out. That's for anybody. If you've been on board for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, you should be up based on the big games winning, if not even. 10, you had a lot of money on the wrong game. Okay, well, let's correct that. Let's correct that. So after Mo knows, me and Mo have talked about this either, I think 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Howard, did you get 2 days of free personal plays with my purchase? No. Not unless you participated in our Bet Online promotion and sent in your information. The 2 days of personal plays are for the Bet Online promotion. But, Mo admitted, he goes, Mo says, yeah, I got poor management when I bet. Me and Mo went over this and we corrected it really quickly. Give me 1 second. I don't know what my iMac Pro is doing. Okay, there we go. But just like, we're able to straighten it out for some, Tan, send me a message. Once I text out the games, we'll get it under control. And that's for anybody. If you're on my personal plays or premium plays and you're betting more on one than the other, we'll correct that shit real quick. Jay Shep says, how much should we bet on regular plays like premium and personal versus the big guaranteed Saturday and Sundays? That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question because everybody's life situation is different. I can only suggest and show you guys what I do. And as far as the difference goes, I would say at a minimum 3 to 5 times more for a guaranteed play than a premium or personal play. But that's subject to your bankroll. And if you're betting within your means to start with. You know what I mean? If you're actually betting within your means or under for your bankroll, then yeah, 3 to 5 times for a guaranteed play is no issue if you were to drop one. Because you always have to plan for when you lose a game. You always have to plan for when you lose a game. Okay? It always sucks to think about dropping a game, but I mean, this is bankroll management. You have to ask yourself, before I hit submit on this bet, what happens if we lose? Am I fucked? Excuse my language. Am I screwed? Am I going to be able to bet properly tomorrow if I lose this bet? If the answer is, you're betting too much. If the answer is yes, you're betting too much. You know, and everybody's bankroll, everybody's situation is completely different. So, to be able to properly answer how many units, if you're betting properly, at least 3 to 5 times. And on the game of the years, I go even more than that. But that's me. Edward says, like boating, Kyle, right? You know, one day you might have to swim back. You might. So you've got your life jacket handy and your throw cushion, right? And every boat, you've got life jackets for every person on board. You've got a throw cushion. You've got a horn. And you got a flipping fire extinguisher to put out a fire if something was to happen. So you got to ask yourself, if something was to happen, where's your fire extinguisher? And when we put out a game called Guaranteed Saturday, the game itself is not guaranteed to win. We put a guarantee on the game. That's why we call it our Guaranteed Saturday. If for some reason it loses, we'll give you the next Guaranteed Saturday free. Same thing with my game of the week. It's my guaranteed game of the week. If I lose it, I will give you my next one free. I lost it yesterday. Now, I know there's about a dozen or more of you guys that actually won because you guys told me you got it at 53.5. But it's okay. I'm going to give you guys the next one absolutely free still. See, J-Rock, I disagree. He says, my 2 happiest days with my boat were the day I bought it and the day I sold it. I disagree. I don't like selling boats. That's why I got 2 of them. I've got my bass boat, and then I've got my surf boat. Now, I keep debating getting rid of the surf boat only so I can get a new one. Newer one. So, if you guys are having issues figuring out how to straight bet or which ones to bet bigger on than others, reach out. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Fishing videos. Hey, we filmed a live show fishing before. We'll have to do it again. J-Rock says I prefer my toy hauler and quads. Yeah, I got a motorhome and a rock crawler. Well, I got 2 rock crawlers, but hey, Joe Young, let's get to the breakdowns. No. We're going to pass on that one. We're going to continue where we're at. But thanks for your great suggestion. Maybe tomorrow. Joe, we did do the live fishing show. We did do a live fishing show. It was actually probably one of the funnest ones that I did. Unfortunately, I didn't catch shit that day. But I was limited to where I actually had service to be able to film from. Justice never left his living room during the fishing show. We'll have to do another fishing show. we'll have to do another fishing show. Yeah, right now is boat talk in the barbershop. No fish caught, I know. I got skunked. Howard, yeah, the promos are only for new accounts. There's no, I have no benefit. See, when you guys sign up at BetOnline, first of all, I don't make $1 if you guys sign up at BetOnline. They pay me directly to sponsor the show. I don't care if you guys sign up with BetOnline or if you go to my bookie or you bet at your bookie, you bet at the local casino. I don't give a shit where you guys, bet at. I really don't give a shit. Now, if you guys want to support the sponsors that support the show, I'll be happy to reward you. Because how does that make me money? Is because they cut me a big check to sponsor the show. So, for instance, our Pick'em pool, our Pick'em contest, and the other contest will have cash prizes because of the money BetOnline to pay to sponsor the show. So to the morons that think that I give losers because BetOnline sponsors the show, you're flipping wrong, because I went 15-4 for free for you guys last week. So quickly, some of you guys forget that. If I was trying to lose for people, I wouldn't have taken you guys 15-4. Because trust me, if I wanted to lose for you guys, I could. It'd be very easy to give you guys losing bets. I mean, just take the Jets every day, right? Just take the Jets every Sunday. Take the Jets, take the Cowboys, money line bets. But yeah, Howard, it doesn't do me any benefit to give, if you already have an account at BetOnline, to service and give out free days to everybody just because they make a deposit at BetOnline. When they see people come from the show, they see value in our show, and they want to sponsor the show. And when they sponsor the show, it allows me to do more. It allows me to run special promos where I give away money. Hence, our Pick'em contest. The winner's going to win cash prize deposited into their BetOnline account. That comes directly from me, only because BetOnline paid me to sponsor the live show. I like BetOnline as well. I've moved all my, not all, but I have a couple different books, but a big chunk of my offshore betting is all with BetOnline. One thing that I do love about them is their cash outs. I absolutely love their cash outs. Absolutely love their cash outs. Their cash outs are second to none. As far as the promo goes, I don't make $1 if you guys sign up. If you guys sign up, I'm actually theoretically taking money away from me by giving you guys 2 days of plays. If I give you guys 2 days of plays and you don't sign up and renew and you just take them and run, by all means, I'm completely fine with that because you guys supported the show and you signed up with them, but I don't make a penny off of that. They don't pay me to give you guys games. That's just me doing, it's just my way of saying thank you for supporting the show. That's it. It's my way of saying thank you. It's the least that I can do because you guys support the show. And let me tell you, they cut a big check. They've allowed me to do some really cool things over the course of the next, what do we have left? 3 months before they have to renew. And we've got some cool promotions coming. Some really cool promotions coming. Some cool contests coming. So, you guys support the show. By all means, I'll support you guys as well. Moe, it took me, I did a cash out the other day. It took me 1 minute during the live chat. Matter of fact, if you guys want to see how fast it works, I will do a cash out right now, literally right now while we're live. William, hold your tongue on the Jets, right? Okay, so we will do a cash out. And I will send it to my Atomic wallet, which I've actually moved it to all that I had in Atomic into a secured wallet. Not that that was not secured, but an actual secured wallet. So I don't know if, actually, hold on 1 second. Let me, so you guys will be able to see. Let me clean this screen real quick. I'm going to show you guys every step of the way. Okay? We're going to get a little fancy and high tech here. So as you guys can see, starting in my Atomic wallet, 0, right? 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Bitcoin over here sent to that address right there. So I'm going to hit copy. And I'm going to do it all on my phone. And we'll get to the breakdowns as soon as I'm done with this. But I actually want to show you guys how flippin' cool this is. Now, I've done a bunch that take a minute. The longest took 37 minutes or 39 minutes. And that was for a $12,000 cash out. We'll do one right in the middle. We'll do a 7 to today. And I'll show you guys. You guys can see. There's a little in there, okay? I don't keep it all in there. I do cash outs with them regularly. Nearly daily. About every couple days. Click on my account. You guys notice the deposit button is really big, but the withdrawal button is always small, right? So you guys can see the balance will drop $7K when we're all done, okay? Type in what you want. Select Bitcoin. Paste in the address. Now, it says it can take up to 24 hours. See, starting, okay? It says it can take up to 24 hours. The comment section, I always put thank you. Okay, I always put thank you. And then what it does is it's going to ask you where you want your verification. So I've requested by email, and they're going to ask for a verification number. So let me log into my email. Going to ask you for a 4-digit PIN. I'm going to type in that PIN. And then you're going to get something like this. And you can see the balance shifted Okay? You're going to get an email confirmation letting you know they received it, an email confirmation letting you know it was approved, and an email confirmation letting you know that it was sent. They generally happen pretty quick. Okay? I've already got all three of them. Okay? I've already got all three of them. The first one reads, Dear Kyle Johnson, please log into your account to check your messages. So they show all the messages online under your account. So you go to my account, click on profile settings, and it pops up all your messages. Okay, log into your first message. Your payout of $7,000 for account B27 blah 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 has been processed and should be expected to receive it soon. Okay, cool. Go to the next message. Your payout of $7,000 for account blah 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 has been authorized to be paid out. You'll receive another email shortly once it's processed. Then the third one, payout processed. Your payout of $7,000 for account B270 da 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 has been processed and you should expect to receive it soon. All right, log back into my Atomic wallet. See, we're logging back into the Atomic wallet. We'll log back in, and very shortly it'll post in there, if not already be there. It was already processed and sent as soon as I hit the button. It took less than 1 minute. And there it is. No, we don't want to rate. There it is. Oop, there you go. And if you come up to here, hit the refresh button, that transaction should pop up for the incoming. And there you have it. So while I was live with you guys, you can't drive to a casino and cash a ticket that fast. Hell, you can't even park your car and walk in to cash your ticket that fast. And if I would have sent it to my Cash App, which I could send from here to there, or I could have just had it sent to Cash App, I can sell it and transfer it directly into my bank account in the same amount of time. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. Very easy. Very easy. Focus Sports, at the end of the day, that's all your business. No, you know, I want people to know. I have no problem people knowing that BetOnline pays to sponsor the show. I don't make $1 if you guys sign up or not. I don't make $1 if you guys sign up or not. If you guys sign up, I don't make $1. Don't make $1. I get paid from them directly to sponsor the show. And I'll be honest, I hope they sponsor the show again after their first 6-month deal. Why? Because it allows me to do upgrades for the show, like a soundboard. Hell, just so you guys know, an instant replay for soundboards is like $3,000 just for the machine, and then you got to buy the rights to the sounds. Crazy, huh? Nicholas Malik, Kyle, you said you had 2 rock crawlers. You're a badass. I do. I've got a 46 Willys. That's got a Curry 9-inch and a little small block Chevy, fuel injected small block Chevy. That's my Sunday toy. That's my baby. We call him Grandpa. That one's just a baby one. That's just on 35. That's my Sunday car. And then I've got a JK. I got a 4-door JK on Dana 60s and 40-inch tires that I rock crawl all over. Rubicon, Moab. Hell, we've done a live show from Moab before, multiple times. T-Step is at $7K for a date night this weekend. I pull money out all the time. Howard says, I'll message. I don't need you to message the address. I know you got it on the website. Nathan says almost too easy. It is. It's too easy. No, Focus Sports, it's not that they took $2. It's probably because Bitcoin dropped probably $1 or $2 in that minute. But when Bitcoin goes back up above 18,724, and to be honest, I probably should have waited until Bitcoin dropped before I had them send me the money. JMax, do I lose money from the processing? No, there's Bitcoin is free for cash outs. Mike Smith says, but if people don't sign up, why would they renew your agreement? So in theory, it does make a difference if people open up an account. Obviously, that's why I give out 2 days of my personal plays. I don't make $1 on those 2 days, Mike, and I don't make $1 if they sign up. But if they do sign up, it supports the show, so I don't mind giving back to them. So that's that. That's that with Bet Online. You guys want to book to pay you fast? There you go. Easy peasy. Every day is an easy day. Real Champ FC again yesterday. Absolutely. I mean, that guy keeps knocking the MMA out of the park. Yesterday was another fantastic day. As far as soccer goes, I have no free play in soccer today. I know some people are on some today. No free soccer play today. Maybe tomorrow. J-Rock, no problem. No problem. There is an English Championship soccer game later today. The over 2 and 2.5 had my eye, but didn't bet it. Matt, no, nothing. Well, Nicholas, do you wheel? Jay Shep, I can either send it to Coinbase, Cash App, depending on the dollar amount, I'll break them up between Cash App and Coinbase to sell. But if I'm just storing it, I leave it in an atomic wallet. Just in regular Rubicons, very nice. My JK is a Rubicon, but there's not much Rubicon left of it. It's all been gutted underneath. It's all been gutted. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna take the top off this weekend. It's like 90. I think it's finally topless weather. I'm gonna take the top off, put the half doors on, and have some fun. All right, so we need to get to the games. We've got a very busy day. I know we've been live for a while, shooting the shit and having some fun. And tomorrow, I will tell you this much. Tomorrow is Saturday. We will have a probably short barbershop segment and a big game day breakdown segment. All right? I do apologize for the shorter breakdowns and the more barbershop, but we'll get back to what we do in the best tomorrow, and that's the breakdowns. But we will have a big breakdown segment tomorrow. So be live, be ready, and don't miss out on what we put out for tomorrow. We'll have a good day tomorrow, a good breakdown day too, right from the get-go. Real Champ says some reason think all underdogs cover these high spreads. You know, the high spreads, and we're going to talk about all of that. Yeah, PSG later on tonight. I know the total on that one's 3.5. PSG laying 1. Minus $1.20 or 196 on the money line. They're all right, so first game that we're going to do. We're going to start from bottom, early to late, whatever you want to call it. Syracuse, Louisville will be the first one that we break down. Syracuse and Louisville coming up next. Game 325, 326, popping up the live odds for it right now. Syracuse catching 19 points on the road against Louisville. Oh, against Louisville. 2-6 Louisville, laying 19 points at home. Total over and under 55. Keep in mind, last time these two teams played, Louisville had over 55 points all themselves. They beat them 56-34. First half total set at 28.5. Louisville laying 10.5 in the first half. First quarter over set at 13 plus 100. Even Steven, even money. When you start diving in depth into this game, first of all, Syracuse 1-7 on the year. They won back in September. End of September, they finally, was when they only won a game. It's actually their third game of the year. They beat Georgia Tech 37-20. Since then, they've rattled off loser after loser after loser after loser. They are 4-4 against the spread, though. They are 4-4 against the spread. They've covered 2 out of their last 3 spreads. So far, they lost to North Carolina in the beginning of the year, got slaughtered 31-6. They did not cover the spread of 24. They did cover the spread of 21 in their loss to Pittsburgh, where they lost 21-10. They beat Georgia Tech 37-20. They were also a 7.5-point dog where they won in that game. They lost to Duke. They did not cover the 2.5 they were getting. They lost by 2 touchdowns, 38-24. They also lost to Liberty 38-21, where they were catching 3, did not cover there. They covered against Clemson, where they were getting 46.5 points. They ended up losing to Clemson by 26, 47-21. They lost, the game went over, and they covered the spread there. They did just lose to Wake Forest a couple weeks ago on Halloween night, actually. They lost 38-14. They did not cover the 14 points they were getting. And then their very last game on the 7th, 2 weeks ago, they lost by 3 to Boston College, and they covered the 14.5 points they were getting. However, it stayed way under the total of 54.5 points. As far as Louisville goes, Louisville 2-6 straight up, 3-4-1 against the spread. They've had 3 games go under. The other 5 have gone over. They're riding a 2-game losing streak, losing to Virginia 31-17, as well as Florida State 42-35. They did have that big win, or excuse me, Virginia Tech. They did have that big win over Florida State where they won 48-16, excuse me. They also won the very beginning of the season, beating Western Kentucky. Other than that, they lost to Miami, lost to Pitt, lost to Georgia Tech, lost to Notre Dame in a very low-scoring game. Notre Dame was on upset alert there, if you guys remember correctly. They've covered 3 spreads, 2 of them by winning 1 against Notre Dame, where they were getting 15.5 points. It's crazy they lose to Georgia Tech 46-27 on the road. When Louisville when Syracuse played Georgia Tech in Syracuse, they ended up beating them by 17 points, 37-20. And here you are, you've got little old Syracuse on the road catching 19. 19 is a very big number. Early lean on this one, 19 is a very big number. Keep in mind, I haven't put out my personal plays yet. I know what I'm gearing towards. Premium plays, by the way, will be up on the website in about 45 minutes, I was told. Okay, maybe when we're live. And it's funny, the other day I gave you guys a lean on Toledo. I said I lean towards Toledo, but their home record on the road, I just don't know if I want to lay 7. So if it drops to 6.5, I would bet it. It dropped to 6.5, I bet it. It's funny, somebody in the live chat said that my lean on Toledo was wrong, that I gave out Eastern Michigan. I never once fucking said bet Eastern Michigan. Never once. So if I give you guys leans, you want to blow me up on the YouTube or Twitter, at least get your facts straight. Okay? This individual wants me to say, yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. And again, full disclaimer on what a lean is, because apparently a lot of people in the live chat don't understand what a lean is. A lean is something that I'm leaning towards. It doesn't mean I'm actually going to bet it. So if you bet the leans that I give you, that's on you, not me. If I bet it, I will tell you that I'm going to bet it, and I'll probably show you the flipping ticket. So if I'm just leaning towards one, all right, this is something that I like. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to bet it. By the time the actual, it comes time to betting the game and giving it out to clients, hell, I might be betting the other side because my opinion changed. No, Mo, they didn't mistake Central Michigan for the Eastern Michigan game. Not at all. Because they called me out for the Central Michigan loss as well. But if you guys bet the leans that I give you, because it's something that I'm leaning towards, my opinion may and will change before it comes time to risking my clients' money on the games. So if you guys bet what I say is a lean, no offense, but that's on you. And what the lean is supposed to do is supposed to help you guys and point you guys in the right direction. Or maybe it helps shore up the research that you guys did on your own. And give you guys the confidence that the plays that you selected and that you like might be the right play. Why ask why says facts. It's 100%. And again, if you guys bet the leans and it loses, and I didn't show you a ticket, that's on you. Blame yourself, not me. Joseph, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I even said it, if Toledo got to 6.5, I would bet it. Toledo got to 6.5, and I bet it. That's a fact. All right, so we're going to get to the rest of this breakdown. As far as, and again, I might post something extra on Twitter today. I might. And if you guys want to beat, here's one thing. I will tell you this. If you guys lose a free play or premium plays have a bad day, if you think beating me up on Twitter is going to make me want to give you guys more, I laugh. It just makes me say, you know what? I'm not going to post a play for free on Twitter. I'll just keep it to my greedy self. But if you guys want to be supportive and all of that good stuff, here's a link directly to my Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Because I debated giving out that parlay that I put out, that I bet yesterday, that I posted this morning. I debated putting that out on Twitter. I said, you know what? No, too many crybabies lately. Too many crybabies. So, don't want to risk giving everybody a parlay. So, definitely don't do it. Sharing is caring. I love sharing. Joe, and women too. And women too. Real Champ, it's good for your first one. It's good for your first one. But after that, use one of their own, or if you need one, let me know and I'll find one for you. I know, David. Don't worry, I will. I will. All right, so as far as Syracuse and Louisville go, first of all, early thoughts in this one. As far as the side go, 19 points is a lot. 19 points is a lot. Even somebody already said in the chat, Louisville, very inconsistent. The fact that Louisville lost to Georgia Tech by 19, Syracuse was able to get their only win of the year against Georgia Tech. They played a perfect game against that one. They've had a week off. They've had a week off. Nate, or, sorry. Real Champ, are you talking about Bet Online or are you talking about for our website? Jeff, I know. You're trust me, there's a lot of very nice and great supporters on Twitter. Joe, I think he was talking about the Bet Online promo, the word Kyle. Or if you are talking about the promos that I emailed out to everybody that was on the Game of the Year, you can use the 50% off twice and the 30% off once. Oh yeah, Real Champ, it's still good. You use it twice, brother. If you haven't used it, you can still use it twice. You can still use the one for... When I saw you put the word Kyle in there twice, so I thought you were talking about the Bet Online one. But the promos that I sent out for all the people in the Game of the Year, the 50% off you could use twice, the 30% off you could use once. Manuel says 70K a year at my job with you. 3 weeks, I'm up 17K. We'll get you there. J-Rock says, when your picks lose, I feel worse for you because I know you probably a lot more than any of us did. But like you said, it happens. See, I'm not worried about what I lose because I know long-term I'll win it back. The long-term results are proven and they're there. But the part that bothers me about losing is that I lose for you guys. You know what I mean? It sucks because I hate losing for the fact that not only do I deal with it myself when I lose, like for instance, the Game of the Year. I lost a lot of money on that game. I know everybody lost a lot of money. And it didn't matter if you lost $100 and that's a lot to you, or you lost, 100K. Any dollar lost is a lot in my opinion. But the part about it that I don't like is that when I lose for you guys. Because I know I can handle what I lose. But I know some of you guys can't handle what you guys lose. And it's like a double whammy. I beat myself up because I lost. If you guys don't think that I said, I'm trying not to curse, but the F word with that pick six last night, then you're sadly mistaken. Hey, James, are we going to talk about betting or what? No. We're going to talk about air fryers next, so you probably go to SBR, okay? Go to SBR. They'll give you both sides. They'll give you Syracuse and Louisville. They'll give you the over and the under all within one show. But I'm going to assume that you are American, James, and you could execute your American rights in the Constitution to watch whatever you want. So feel free to either hit the red circle on the left if you're using a Mac, or the X in the upper right-hand corner, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. But again, as far as losing goes, I hate losing for you guys. So, trust me, I hate it. I hate, and not that I have to deal with it, because I can definitely deal with it, because I definitely enjoy winning more than I do losing, that's for sure. But, anyways, mute point, because we're winning tonight. But yes, next up, air fryer. What is for dinner on the air fryer? Cooking by Kyle, or cooking with Kyle. So, quick little story that we can talk about air fryers, and then we'll get back to the games. And I promise you, we're going to bust through the games quickly and put you guys on a good free play, okay? As far as air fryers go, so we moved into our new house. We built a semi-custom home, and we haven't done the backyard yet or the front yard. And Nathan, that pick six was all bad. We needed one more point. We would have cashed. Well, either way, it didn't matter which way we're going. We weren't going to get it. Actually, we could have. We could have got the cover on everything. Tulane gets a 7, we get 7, or 3 and 3, and then we get 8 because on the third attempt they got to go for 2, and then they get nothing. So theoretically, we could have had a better way, but yeah, it was good and bad. But anyways, back to air fryers. So in the house story, so we haven't done the backyard, and I should have just went out and bought a little barbecue, but I've got my smoker, I've got my Traeger back there, and I smoke tons of food, and I need to get a pressure cooker. I want to, and I plan to do that when I build my giant gazebo and barbecue area. I'm gonna have my Traeger built in. I'm gonna have the big grill built in, and then I want to do a pressure cooker and then a flat top grill all on the back. I've got a 28-foot barbecue counter that I'm gonna build in the back, and what was I going to say? So I never went out and bought a barbecue because I'm waiting to build it. I didn't want to go buy a little barbecue, which I should have, because I could have just gave it to anybody, that doesn't have a barbecue. And so we have our Ninja. Wife loves those like jalapeno cheese sausages from Trader Joe's. So I'm cooking those tonight. I'm going to cook them in the Ninja. Probably post a copy on Twitter. Got to go buy them after work. Going to surprise her. She's going to get her nails done with a friend here in a little bit. And then cook some pasta with some jalapeno cheese sausage. Are we shipping out the merch? It's been almost a month. Hats were on back order. Hats, I think. I have the t-shirts in my possession, the mugs, and the mini squeeze footballs. And hats were on back order. And the ones that we got in, when they got the logos in, they were actually crooked, believe it or not. I thought they looked good, but I didn't think anybody wanted them. And I don't want to give them away because the logo is crooked. So the new hats are supposed to be here either today or tomorrow. But yeah, don't worry. You'll get it, and it'll, Savage D, it'll be extra special, let me tell you. All right, so I loved it. Somebody yesterday made a fake Twitter just to bash me on Twitter. That was the best part about it. They said 0-4. No, we were 1-2-1. Rodney, the UFC's not up yet. They haven't even done weigh-ins yet. Weigh-ins are not even over yet. So log back in at like 4 p.m. Jay Johnson, so much shade thrown here. No, there's not much shade thrown here. Of course not, William. I don't think we have much shade thrown here. We don't. If you're talking about throwing it to SBR, well, they're a joke. Joe, you got an air fryer? Fantastic. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for posting that. But yeah, the UFC will never be posted until after the weigh-ins are complete. And if you get UFC or MMA fight picks from somebody before the weigh-ins are completed, I would run. Okay? I would definitely run. If you're betting before weigh-ins, you're doing that whole shit all wrong. Big Afro Kid, if you don't know what SBR is, it's a short barrel rifle. All right? And it's best that you not know. J-Rock says, I'm in AZ. Right? J-Rock, what part of Arizona are you in? All right, so back to Louisville and Syracuse. As of right now, I think the 19's a lot. However, I can't stomach putting $1 on Syracuse. Not even with a 10-point teaser. I still don't think I could take Syracuse. And I don't know if I want to lay 19 on an inconsistent Louisville team who's got 2 wins. Granted, they were 2 great wins. I wouldn't call Western Kentucky a great win. They did cover the spread, though. They did cover the spread. Their win against Florida State, that was a quality win. The best part, Tucson, oh, you're an East Sider, huh? Out there with all that dust and the dust storms. Rich, am I going to go live for Thanksgiving? I will go live in the morning on Thanksgiving. I'll probably put my turkeys in the smoker and then come to the office and go live. All right, so as far as the total goes, the only thing that scares me when it comes to the total is Syracuse. Okay? Their last 2 games, they put up 27 combined points against Boston College and Wake Forest. Now, they did put up 21 against Clemson, 21 against Liberty, 24 against Duke. All right? Down to the third stringer. Joe, right? Right? As far as the total goes, I would say I lean towards the over in this one, but I'm not completely sold on it just yet. Early lean. As far as this one goes, I do lean towards the over. Louisville has shown that they can put up enough points on their own to get us close. Okay? Manuel, why can't we tip you on here? I could make it so you can tip me on here, but here's my thinking behind that, Manuel. You guys being here, you guys want to tip me? Do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up. Share the video on your Twitter. Spread the word. Have a friend subscribe. That's how you guys can tip me. I don't need donations. I don't need tips. But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate that. But definitely, I'm paid to be here. I'm going to bet on the games tonight and tomorrow and long term that we put out and the games that I put out. Edward, you're killing me. So I definitely don't need it. Will never be a donation type of service. The one thing that I think is just so shady is somebody sent me a link to a live show the other day. Yeah, James, Mom's Basement. Or not the other day, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And the guy was on there soliciting donations so he could bet a game. And so he showed a ticket for $200 that he was betting online. And the guy goes, "Why don't you bet 1,000 on it?" And he goes, "Well, donate the other 18 or 800 and I will." Manuel, I appreciate that. You're up 17K. You just wanted to give back, but I will share. I appreciate that. Manuel, another way, sign up for a package if you want. You know what I mean? That's one way. That's one way. Sign up for a package. If you're wanting to give back directly to me, personal plays. Because I don't make a penny if you guys sign up for premium plays. Guaranteed Saturday, the game of the years. If it's not directly related to me or my games, then I don't make a penny off of it. Chase says, game of the year, game of the week were my biggest losses of the year, and the only picks I've ever paid for, minus 6,000 in 48 hours, not being a crybaby, just stating facts. That is facts. You're not being a crybaby. We lost, the football game of the year. The company lost their football game of the year. That is definitely a 100% fact. I did. Had a tough one on a game of a week. That is a fact. And man, well, if you're up 17K, you can buy that big combo package for the year. Buy one, get one. LT from the Northwest this morning, Kyle. Will the Saturday guarantee free play appear in the account today or tomorrow? Depending on when they post it, it'll post in your account. But once it gets posted, it'll get posted in your account. But yeah, Chase, you will get my next game of the week absolutely free on the house, courtesy of me. It's a moneymaker, Manuel. It's definitely a moneymaker, that's for sure. All right, so Joe says, bro, get over it. It already happened. Nothing anybody can do about it. Take it like, man, it's gambling. You don't win every day or every bet. We don't, but it does suck. One thing that I hate, and I'll be honest. Ollie, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I look forward to working with you. I will be honest with this. I will be honest. The one thing that I do hate, and I don't know why it always seems to happen. You get a new client, and it's like you lose on the first day. You start in the hole. Mo, you remember this? I know you're here. Mo, we lost on the first day. We won it right back the next day. People that have been with me long term, they already know. I don't have to preach to the guys that have been here long term. Guys that have been on board. I mean, some of the people here have been with me for years. Some of you have been with me for a day. And the guys that have been with us a day, maybe you just saw the first video, so you jumped on board. You saw the hype of everybody buying it, so you jumped on board too, and we lost. And that sucks. So you guys don't know what we do long term. But stick around, have faith. So to guys like Chase, one thing that I promise you, long term, you'll be just fine. Long term, you'll be just fine. Okay? That's a fact. Riley, I appreciate that. You know, and trust me, it sucks. It sucks. It absolutely sucks to have a client that jumps on board for such a big game and we lose. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It definitely sucks. Todd, thank you, brother. I see you just jumped on board for a year in my personal plays. Much appreciated. And I look forward, and I know you've already been on board, but I look forward to working with you over the next year. Pat says, lost the game of the year, we'll make it back and buy the next game of the year. Unless it goes for 500. So here's my dilemma with the game of the year. Okay? I already told you guys, Todd, it's going to be a great year, brother, and welcome on board. Here's my dilemma. Chris says sports betting is long-term Hussies, right? So here's my dilemma. If sports get canceled, we do what we did during COVID. We go back to only betting international sports. See, Joe, what you weren't with us, and a lot of you guys weren't with us during COVID. We absolutely smashed international soccer, and then when international baseball started, we were making so much money, it was insane. Belarus soccer, Nicaraguan soccer, Mr. Bayer knows, Edward knows. I think we rattled off at one point 12 guaranteed Saturdays in a row, all winners that were between Belarus and Nicaraguan soccer. Tim says it's easier to whine or blame others than stand up and take responsibility. Hey, I take responsibility for my game of the week. I take my responsibility for my part in the game of the year. Simulations, we didn't touch the sim games. We didn't touch the sim games, but we hammered the snot out of international sports. So I'm going to be real honest with you. It would suck because it didn't really give us that much to watch, but I'll tell you it was a lot less stressful. Betting international sports was stressful. Do you know why? Most of the games took place when we were sleeping. All right? You woke up to money. We went live the next day. We had a great barbershop talk. We gave out more free plays. We went to bed, woke up. We had money in our pockets. Sometimes the games were wrapping up while we were eating breakfast, and then we were done. No stress in the evening, in the afternoon, on a Saturday. You had your whole day free. I spent more time out at the lake because the games were already done. Christopher Bayer says they shut down Belarus soccer because of Kyle. Mr. Bayer, we already know how hard it is to be able to bet Belarus soccer right now. It's next to impossible. To bet their Premier League, it's next to impossible to bet it. We made so much money on it, the books don't want to put it out anymore. International was amazing. So if for some reason we lost American sports, which would suck because college basketball starting right around the corner, the NBA starting right around the corner. I mean, we have college basketball in 5 days. The 25th, we have college basketball. A full slate of games. Yeah, Chris, you can't find a line. They will, very seldom will they put a line. And if it is, it's absolutely juiced to the point where you don't even want to bet it. So we have college basketball in 5 short days. We got the NBA in less than a month, or a month. Preseason starts on the 11th of next month. So in literally 3 weeks, well, actually a month from now, we'll have college football, getting into the bowl games, assuming that they take place, the NFL, college basketball, the NBA. And if for some reason something happens and that shit shuts down, rest assured we're going to be okay because we're going to have international soccer. And we're absolutely cleaning up. Look at how many of you guys are asking me for soccer now. Japanese baseball playoffs coming up. Hell, the KBO, all you had to do was bet the NC Dinos plus 1.5. You'd be cleaning up. All right, so back to the games. I do lean Louisville in the over. I'm not sure I like the 19 on either side. Okay, I'm not sure I like the 19 on either side. Not yet anyways. It's possible. Opportunity on either one of those sides may be the better route. Jay Johnson says this man should not have to tell grown men to bet within their means. That's crazy. Mark says, I don't care if it's on table tennis, I just want winners. Well, we definitely deliver during international sports. That's a fact. All right, so going on to the next game, Purdue and Minnesota. I already gave you guys a free play on it. If you didn't bet it already, we're going to go over that and my reasons why on this game. 327, 328, Purdue, Minnesota. And I think we got a live one on this one. I think we got a really good free play that I put out. And that line is changing. Okay, that line is changing. It's already moved a little. That line has already moved a little. First of all, Purdue is now only laying 1, not 2. The total is up to 61. The first half total is only a half plus 100, or a plus a half minus $1.20. Now, it was +1 last night. Chino says, first game of the year that lost ever. I've been on most of the others, so I've made some good money on them. Stating a fact. It wasn't an advertising or a marketing ploy. It was 100% fact. You know, there's services that'll get on there and they'll have games of the year all the time. Sometimes we don't even put them out. We didn't even put out a game of the year in the NBA this last season. During the bubble play, because it was so unpredictable, we didn't even put out an NBA game of the year. But I do have a dilemma when it comes to the game of the year. I do have a dilemma, and I started talking about it, and I got off topic. And now that we have, most of you guys here, I want your guys' opinion. So, I already told you guys a week ago that I was brewing a personal play game of the year in college football. I have my eyes set on one in a couple of weeks. But I almost don't want to do it. And trust me, if I do it, I actually make money from the company off of it because it's actually my own. Whereas when you guys buy the game of the year from the company, I don't make $1 off of it, which doesn't matter. I'm betting the games, so I'm going to make money anyways. So either I give it out and we have it as a game of the year, and then everybody's going to bitch and complain that it's not a guaranteed play because it's a special one-off game. I'm going to guarantee that you win or you get my next game of the year free. Well, that doesn't work for you guys. Because that shit's in like a year. If I even have one the next year. Because I don't always have one. So I'm at the dilemma. Do I have one and have all the crybabies out there? Or do I not have one? And then all the people that have been with us for years that have only lost one, the last one, not be able to benefit from it. So I keep going back and forth on weighing the pros and cons of having one or not having it. And now, I can't have it yet anyways because it's too far out. COVID, players not playing, that stuff. But I have my eyes on one that if everything goes good, has the quality to be one. Chino says, give it out. I'm betting it. I know you would. You've been nothing but supportive. Oh, I'm not worried, Justice, if it winning or losing. You know what I mean? Definitely not worried about that aspect of it. David, it's Cincy, isn't it? No, not that game. So, back to Purdue and Minnesota. If you guys missed the boat yesterday, I gave you guys Purdue, or in the Purdue and Minnesota game, Minnesota first half at +1. I gave that in our daily free play video. Duke, thank you. Says, what about the guys for 2 months? Nothing but love for you. I agree. You guys deserve to have an opportunity for it too. Very true, Chris. Very true. All right, so if it comes about I know, Nathan. I know. Dan says, put a guarantee on the game of the year, $250, and without the guarantee for $50. If you lost, tell them to wait 12 months. You know, I'm not opposed to doing that because I like it. I'd make 5 times as much. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. I promise you we're not as bad as the last 2 big games. Dad says I'm on 2 with you. I think the third time going to be a homer. And to be honest, they used to charge $500 for them, and I'm like, dude, that's way too flippin' much. They used to charge $500, but they had a guarantee on it. T-Step is a bunch of money dumping to the Gophers. Let me look for you. I actually haven't looked since right before we were live. But as of right now, no, it's still 80% on Purdue, 20% on Minnesota. You know, they probably took let's be honest, they probably took a big bet. They probably took a big bet that dropped the line. What if the line is +1 now? Well, I think the worst case you're looking at is a tie game at the half. A tie game at the half, which plus a half would get you there. I don't think they'll be down by 1. The only way they're down by 1 is if they miss an extra point. And let's hope they don't miss an extra point. But as far as that goes, I'll put it up on the board so everybody that didn't watch the daily free play video, you guys already know. So, last night gave out Minnesota first half +1. If you haven't bet it yet, the +1/2 is probably fine, okay? I don't anticipate them missing an extra point. But when you start breaking down this game, you start looking at the numbers. Let's start with defense, okay? First of all, Minnesota's -3 in turnovers, +2 for Purdue. Both secondaries are suspect. Actually, the entire Minnesota defense is suspect. Very nice, Jay Johnson on the air fryer. As far as the defense goes, Minnesota's is horrible. They give up 35.8 points per game. .8 points per game. They give up 238 on the ground, 7.2 yards per running attempt. Yeah, Kirk, we went over that a little bit. We went over that in the beginning of the show. As far as their secondary, they give up 209 yards, torched 8.8 yards per passing attempt. Purdue's not that much better. Although their run defense are holding teams to 151 yards rushing, 3.8 yards per running attempt. Whereas Minnesota's run game is pretty strong. They should have plenty of opportunities to run against Purdue. Their passing game, decent. Purdue's secondary, very suspect, giving up 257, 7.1 yards per passing attempt. Where Purdue lacks is in the run game. They're going to try and establish it in the first half 100% because Minnesota's run defense is horrendous. I mean, absolutely horrendous. Yeah, Mark, they're not going to do that one. That's for sure. What I expect to happen in the Purdue and Minnesota game is Minnesota going to come out and win the game? That I'm undecided on. However, the first half I'm honed in on. All right, I've got my binoculars and I'm honed in on the first half because I think there's real value in this game on the first half. Minnesota, they've got one win on the year. They're 1-3. It was against the Fighting Illini. They beat them 41-14. A team that Purdue struggled against. They beat them by 7. Matt, do I think I could ever have a free game of the year that would shut up all the haters out there? No, the company will never do that. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'll be honest. They actually hate that I give out so many free plays on the live show, in the daily free play video. It used to be 1 play a day for free, and that was it. So giving out 2, 3, 4 free picks, props, they already moan and groan. Free game of the year? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Now, we've done free premium play days and stuff like that, but we've kind of transitioned it to like the donation day, which works out better because we raise money for charity. But as far as Purdue and Minnesota, they have to come out solid in the first half. Purdue's going to waste their time trying to run the ball, and they haven't been able to run the ball. They're going to try and establish that run game. They haven't been able to. Minnesota's going to have to come out and try and stop the run, and Purdue can't run. J-Max, do you ever say you're not going to be betting a team because they consistently lost you money? Yeah. The last 2 weeks I took off on the Raging Cajuns. I have made so much money betting the Raging Cajuns that it's sickening. And I haven't bet them because they keep costing me money. Chris Kennedy, good question. If I was going to tease the Purdue game, which way would I tease it? As far as the side, I don't know on the side, man. The side is a toss-up to me. It just depends on how Purdue comes out, in the second half. As far as, an opportunity, maybe the over. If you're getting 6.5 or 6.5 or 7 points, maybe tease that total on the game down to 54 and a half. Never as am I the only one that sells my personal plays. FC does. There was talks about some of the other guys doing it. Let me tell you, when the company remember, for years they didn't let me do it. For years they did not let me do it. It only happened because you guys actually emailed in asking them. Who are they in your company? What, every employee's name? There's a whole lot of them. You guys forget we actually have 3 offices. But it never is. If you guys remember, it took you guys emailing in, asking, before they allowed me to sell my personal plays. It took tons of you guys emailing and asking and calling and bugging them consistently. But as far as this goes, Minnesota first half is what I have on the game as of right now. As far as the full game, still a little undecided. I think there's some money to be made on that game and other avenues. We'll go over that as well. First quarter over, I think has a possibility, only for the fact of Minnesota's urgency to score and to take control of the game at home. The next game on the board, UMass and Florida Atlantic. When Lane Kiffin was at FAU, you guys know I'm a big Lane Kiffin fan. I'm a big Coach Kiffin fan. The way that he jokes and pisses people off without a care in the world. I mean, without a care in the world is something that I enjoy seeing and watching. You jerk your turkey. As far as this game goes against UMass, big number. 33.5 is the spread. As Dustin said, 33.5 point spread with a total of 51. You've got a big spread and a small total. Or low total. As far as the game goes and the weather, as Dustin said, windy day, rain on the schedule, I believe. I know it's raining now, or I believe it should be raining now. Scattered thunderstorms. It'll clear out. I believe it's supposed to clear out. Let me check the hourly report. Last time I checked, it did. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. We'll get it back. Actually, no. It's clear right now, but just wind. Wind and a lot of wind. Rain already cleared out. I believe it's coming back tomorrow. But for today's game, you're going to see a lot of wind on post-frontal conditions. That scares me on any air attack. That will be coming from FAU. The only thing that doesn't bother me is they don't pass very much this year. Primarily the big run program. They run 43 run plays at 21 offensive snaps that are passing the ball. When Lane Kiffin was there, he definitely established the run, no doubt about it, which is something he hasn't really done in years past when he was at USC. He did when he was there a little bit. But his offensive mind for quarterbacks is unheard of. He's not there anymore, obviously. Their passing game has definitely dwindled. $18-mile-an-hour winds for extra points, I would say probably not a big factor. Possibly, depending on the kicker, maybe for UMass. Field goals, if they're shorter than 25 or 30, they probably won't even attempt them. When you start diving into the game, first of all, Massachusetts played 2 games. They've only put up 10 points, and it was against Marshall. They got shut out by Georgia Southern run program. They got shut out by, nearly shut out. They got beat by 41 by Marshall run program. Both of those run programs are more solid than what they're going to see today against FAU. Now, FAU played Marshall. They lost by 11 and 20-9 in a very low-scoring game. I have no doubt in this one, even before going over the stats, FAU scored 20.4 points per game, 209 on the ground, averaging 4.8 yards per carry, whereas Massachusetts gives up 6.9 yards on the ground per run. -2 on turnovers to even Steven for FAU, regardless of all of that. FAU 12-3 to the under at home against poor rushing defenses, yielding more than 4.6 yards per carry. This game sets up for FAU's style of running the ball. Same thing when Marshall played UMass. Same thing when Georgia Southern played UMass. But FAU's run game is not as solid or set for success as the likes of Marshall or Georgia Southern. Marshall won by 41. Georgia Southern won by 41. 51-10 and 41-0. Florida Atlantic is laying the big number here today. No doubt about it, FAU should walk away with a win. Theoretically, based on the numbers, they should cover. All right, they should cover. However, I don't know if I have enough faith in them right now to lay the big number, knowing what they've been lacking. And I mean, let's be honest, FAU has been lacking. They beat Florida International 38-19. They beat Western Kentucky 10-6. They beat UTSA 24-3. They lost to Marshall 20-9, and they beat Charlotte 21-17. Okay, they haven't put up more than 38 points themselves, except in their game against Florida International. That was their highest scoring game on the year. Now, maybe that was the turning point because they have had some tough competition against Western Kentucky, UTSA, Marshall, and Charlotte. All games that have played them extremely, extremely strong. Their biggest win is a 19-point victory over Florida International. Now, granted, UMass sucks. They've given up 51 and 41 and been beat by 41 points in both of their games. As far as this one goes, I'm not completely set on the over of 51. Massachusetts team total is set at 9. They put up 10 against Marshall. FAU's run defense has been fairly good, giving up 3.4 yards per carry, 114 yards on the ground. Secondary, fairly decent, giving up just 6 yards per passing attempt. Now, Florida Atlantic's individual team total is 42.5. They haven't put up 42.5 yet. They haven't even put up 40 points yet in a game. As far as this one goes, I'm not completely sold on it yet. Now, I do have to do a little more diving into the game. But I'm not completely sold on either taking the team total at 42.5 or the over of 51. Now, maybe this is a teaser opportunity where you tease Florida Atlantic down a little, or you tease the total down a little. Dustin says, I got a 10-point teaser, Syracuse plus 29, Purdue game over 50.5, and UMass under 61. I like it. You know, the only way I think the UMass game would ever go Dustin over 61 and kill your teaser is if for some reason UMass puts up 3 touchdowns. And I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. So everything about this game, I'm not completely sold on. I'm just not. Now, the first quarter over 10.5 is attractive, but you're going to need FAU to do all the work. Wow. No soccer plays today. Not for me, anyways. But if you're going to take, because here's my thinking. Wow. Here's my thinking. If you're on Bet Online or another book that has first quarter team props, there is one that, I'm getting ready to sneeze, coronavirus, maybe. No, I have, ever since I had the sinus surgery, if I smell, or if I walk by a piece of dust, Edward, I'm not blocking it. I'm my mouth open, because if I sneeze with my mouth closed right now, I'll probably die in pain. Ever since I had that sinus surgery, I just get any whiff of dust or dirt walking outside. Oh my God, my nose burns. It's absolutely insane how I'm congested right now, but it's insane how much the nose is working better. Thank you, everybody. But I want to go over something real quick, because I do believe there's something that's worth taking a stab at on this game that I'm actually going to bet with you guys. The first quarter over is set at 10.5. Minus 105. 10.5 means you need a touchdown and either a second touchdown, or you need a touchdown and 2 field goals. Well, we already know there's 18 to 20 mile an hour winds. You know UMass puts up, on average, 5 points a game. They scored 10 against Marshall, and that was it. They got shut out against Georgia Southern. But if you look down, and you know, if let's just say you're going to take the first quarter over, you need 11 points to win. You know you're going to have to get all of that from Florida Atlantic. Every point in that first quarter, I'm going to take a stab at and say, you're going to need to get from Florida Atlantic. But if you scroll down just a little bit more below that, you'll see in the first quarter team total points, you can get Florida Atlantic over 9.5. Not 10.5. It's okay. If I have COVID, we'll still go live from the house, all right? Or wherever I quarantine at. If I had COVID, I would still go live with you guys. That's a fact. Hold on. Old Hector's here. Hector, are you going to bitch and complain about losing 2 free plays when you didn't bet Belgium, which was the big free play, but you bet Georgia money line and soccer? Because I want you to know, Hector, maybe you weren't with us last week, but we went 15-4 on free plays. Christy, I was dying in the hospital having surgery last summer, and apparently doped up on morphine, I was still filming. Even after my sinus surgery, we were still having live shows. We took 1 day off. Yeah, you're still going to bitch and complain? Albert, hello. Thank you for joining us. You never had allergies before? Florida Atlantic's team total. Florida Atlantic's team total for the first quarter. Total Action Junkie bet. But so is betting the first quarter overs. Okay? The first quarter over, 10.5, I'm not touching. First quarter over, 10.5, I'm not touching. Florida Atlantic's team total in the first quarter over 9.5, I am touching. Now, there's a little juice with it. It's minus $1.35. But I touched it. I reached out and I touched it. And I touched it twice. Because the max is 500 each. But I did hit it. And I'm going to give that to you guys. Total action junkie play. So feel free, Hector, if you lose this one, by all means, bash me all you want. Talk about how bad we suck. Because you lost a free play. But I am rolling on this one. And it is more of an action junkie gamble. But I like the first quarter over. 10.5, but I think this is better odds. I'd rather have the better odds at 9.5 than at 10. Because even with 18-mile-an-hour winds, if you get a 20-yard chip shot, they could still put it in there. But as you can see right there, and this is more of an unorthodox one, and not everybody's book will have this one. So I don't expect everybody to be able to bet it. But I like the over 10.5, but I'd rather have the good odds. I'd rather have the good odds. If I'm the GOAT and it's a gamble, then don't beat me up when you lose 2 plays. Jesse, can I tell you how to pay for a package? You go to the website, cappersdirect.com, click on the premium tab. You can use your Visa, your MasterCard, Discover, American Express, JCB if you're in Asia, Discover, and there's a link to it right there. Jay Young, yeah, your book don't got that line. Well, time for you to open up a new book. So, and this is more of an unorthodox play. And I don't expect everybody to have it, but if you want to have it and your book don't have it, there's no excuse for you not to be able to find this. If you guys are betting, take some of that money and go open up another book somewhere. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Oh, first half, first quarter. I wish that was first half. Now the first half team total, 24.5. I'm definitely not sold on. I like it, but I'm not sold on. But this one, I think there's value. But one thing, I will tell you this, one thing that is very interesting. UMass over 0.5 point is plus 200. Is plus 200. Anthony, I emailed it to you yesterday. Did you check your email? UMass's team total for the first quarter is plus 200. How insane is that? To get a point. Now, they probably go 3 and out, 3 and out, and 3 and out in the first quarter. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. So, as of right now, that's what I have on the FAU game. As far as New Mexico and Air Force, now I will have more on those games for our clients. T-Step says, was I in that half myself? It's probably worth a stab for something small. Anthony, I will re-forward it to you as soon as I get off the live show. As soon as I get off the live show, I'll log back in and I'll re-forward it to you. As far as the next one go, Air Force in New Mexico. I definitely think the plus 200 over 0.5 point. Think about this. We already know UMass is going to punt the ball. You've got wind, punt the ball, maybe he muffs a punt. UMass gets the ball deep somehow in Florida Atlantic's own zone. there's definitely an opportunity. J-Max Wavy says, I'm parlaying both of those free plays. Well, I definitely don't recommend parlaying, because if you go 1-1, you'll still have an opportunity to profit and make money. Oh, not profit, but not be down a tad bit of juice. As far as New Mexico and Air Force go, the speedy version of this one. All right, the speedy version of this breakdown. You've got New Mexico, 0-3, 2-1 against the spread. Then you've got Air Force 1-2 and 1-2 against the spread. Take a look at Air Force. They beat Navy in the beginning of the season, 40-7. Lost to San Jose State, 17-6. Lost to Boise State, 49-30. What are you going to get from Air Force? You're going to get a run, you're going to get a run, you're going to get a run, you're going to get a run. They're going to make 11 passes throughout the game. They're going to get 60 to 70 yards passing the ball, but they're going to run the ball 55 to 60 times a game. And they're going to average 5.9 yards per carry. Then you got New Mexico. They haven't won a game, but they've covered 2 of their 3 games. They average 24.7 points per game. 0.6 of a point less than Air Force. They pass the ball pretty well. 242 in the air, 6.9 yards per passing attempt. They average 190 yards rushing the ball, 4.7 yards per carry. When you take a look at the defenses, Air Force, they do decent stopping the run. I have no opinion on Massachusetts scoring a single point in the game. Air Force has given up 3.5 yards a carry. Where Air Force gets beat is a secondary 9.8 yards per passing attempt, where New Mexico should be able to clean up on them. New Mexico's a good enough running program, averaging 4.7 yards per carry, that they should be able to open up some play action against the Air Force secondary. But where I think this game is actually going to be won is in the defense of New Mexico. Now, New Mexico's secondary is horrendous. San Jose State and Hawaii and Nevada, big passing programs, have all torched their secondary. Over 410 yards a game they give up. 9.3 yards per passing attempt. That's not Air Force. Now, will Air Force pick up some yardage in the air? I'm sure they will. But where they're going to be stopped is the run game. New Mexico is holding teams at 3.1 yards per carry. Both are +1 on the turnovers. Made to collect, deposited a nickel on Bet Online, and my card was hit for $5.95. That can't be typical, right? I don't use credit card. Why you guys are still using a credit card for betting offshore is beyond me. And it sounds about right. Somebody said they charge 7.5% or 15% processing fee for using a credit card. That sounds like 15% to me, or close to it. I don't know. And remember, every time you use it, it's international. So you probably have an international charge from your bank as well. Use Bitcoin, people. Use crypto. It's free. Cash outs are free. And you're not giving somebody your credit card. Crypto, I promise you, is the way of the future. So it's time you guys start diversifying. T-Step, the Marines should have a team. They do. The Marines go to the Naval Academy. The Marines are a part of the Navy. If you look at their paychecks, it says it's signed by the Department of the Navy. Bitcoin. If you guys want to see, I just did a cash out on Bitcoin. All right? It took me 1 minute. 1 minute to actually get it from them. We did it live an hour ago. Focus Sports. Sounds like you should call your credit card company and bet online. Sounds normal to me. If they charge you a percentage, then you pay an international fee and an exchange rate through your bank. Sounds right to me. Sounds 100% right to me. How do you turn Bitcoin into cash? You sell it. Just like if you got a stock, you sell it and send it to your bank account. Do it through Cash App and it's instant. Bitcoin deposits are free. It doesn't cost you a penny to do a Bitcoin deposit. BetOnline does not charge you if you deposit Bitcoin. Now you pay a mining fee to send it, but it's very small, like $1 to send it. Now, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you pay a fee to buy it from the broker, just like you do a stock or gold. Yeah, have money sent to your Cash App. But as far as this game goes, back to what I was saying, I think this game is going to be won with a New Mexico run defense. I think New Mexico could put up enough points to keep up with them. And I think New Mexico will have an opportunity to stop the run. Obviously not all of it because they're going to run their little hearts out. Reading the comments in the live section, in the live chat. But as far as this game goes, New Mexico catching 9.5, Air Force laying 9.5. I think it's too much. I think it's too much. I will be betting New Mexico plus the 9.5. When you take a look at New Mexico, they're 0-3 on the year. I think they get the job done. I think New Mexico has a chance not only to win and cover the spread, but to win outright. I'll tell you this much. For jokes, a $500 parlay with New Mexico money line and over 55, $500 is over 6-1. It pays back 31.27 plus your bet back. You send Bitcoin to your Cash App. That's it. Focus Sports nickel in betting terms is 500. Nathan Carter says, Kyle, I disagree. Give me Air Force. By all means, bet Air Force, Nathan. To each his own. To each his own. But New Mexico has actually shown they lost by 7 to Nevada. 27-20. They lost by 6 to Hawaii. And they got slaughtered by San Jose State, who also beat Air Force. But I do like New Mexico in this one. And I will be betting it. So, free play. I'm going to take the dog in the 9.5 points. By the team that's been barking. Look at that. The Vibe Interactive Free Play board did it correctly the first time. The Vibe Interactive board did it correctly the first time. And again, fade, follow at your own risk. You know, nothing's 100% certain, but that's what I'll be betting. That's what I'll be betting. That's fact. New Mexico's been playing tough their last 2 games. With the exception of their first game against San Jose State, they've actually been playing tough. They lost by 6 to Hawaii, in Hawaii, 39-33. They lost to Nevada at home, 27-20. Now, granted, they're going to altitude, and that'll definitely give Air Force an edge. But New Mexico's got a lot of fight in them. Now, they may not win outright. They may not win the game outright, but I think they cover the 9.5. And you can mark my word on it. One, their passing game and their run defense should hold them in it to keep it within the 9.5. But I think they're live here. I think they're a 9.5-point dog that's live here. I think they give Air Force a run for their money. I think they're live. Keep hearing an echo in here all of a sudden. As far as the total, no opinion yet on the total, but I think they're live here. I think it has a 275 dog. I think they're live. That I do. J-Hugh, premium should be out. I thought they would have been out by now, but I would have given them another 30 minutes. 30 minutes. If they've been doing what they've been doing all week, within 30 minutes they'll be posted. I mean, I will be honest with you guys. If you're not taking dogs in your bets, you probably won't be successful in the long run. Hector says Air Force wins by 28. It's a pretty bold statement for a team that's only got one win against Navy. But again, fade me, Hector. Make sure you bet Air Force, okay? That was to Hector only. But just remember, New Mexico on the money line in the over pays 6-1. All right? Just dropping that knowledge right here. New Mexico money line in the over pays 6-1. Just going to put that out. Actually, it's over 6-1. Big Afro Kid says Minnesota's a pick now. That's because we keep, live chat be moving it. All right, guys, you guys are lacking on the thumbs ups. If you guys could do me a favor, help us out. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. If you're on the live chat on your cell phone, X out of it. Joe Young, can I show that parlay that I posted on Twitter? Yeah. No problem. Let me find it real quick. I got to take a screenshot of it on this computer. I did that from my from this laptop, but for the iMac, let me find it here. Oh, here it is. Give me 1 second. I'll post it right now. That was a good one. Tulsa money line in the over 24.5 plus 109 second half parlay for 1775 to win over 4K. That was a fun one. That was a good one right there. Here it comes. Here it comes just for you, Joe. I know I pick on you a lot, Joe, but I like you. Actually, I like everybody in here. Believe it or not, even Hector. Right, Jesse? Yeah, T-Step, you remember that game? LT says, goddamn, 236, only 82 thumbs ups. Chris, you think Hector's there frying some bud? Hey, maybe Hector's the old Ruben. Hector, is your real name Ruben? Oh, today's game? No, I didn't do a parlay on today. I haven't done. The only thing I've bet so far is the Minnesota first half +1 and the FAU first quarter team total. I thought that you wanted to see the parlay I posted on Twitter. All right, where's my main screen at? There we go. That was a nice parlay, though, yesterday. No guts, no glory. Balls of steel. Jesse says, yeah, it doesn't make sense. They're here wasting their time talking shit, but they wouldn't be here if you weren't a good capper. I do agree with you. Hector, I do have the best clients. I do have the best clients. Maybe one day you'll be a client, Hector. Maybe you'll join that list. David, are you talking about FAU? Or Florida? All right, guys. Little wall letting you guys all know PSG's resting their players. I'm steering clear of that one. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Focus Sports, I agree. Larry, thank you for jumping on board the combo package. Joseph, thank you for jumping on board 3 days of premium plays. Todd, again, I look forward to working with you some more. Thank you for jumping on board my year package. Jihad Mohammed, thank you for jumping on board my personal plays. I'll be in touch here soon. I send them all out by text. Jose, thanks for jumping on board the premium plays. Rodney, I know you got the UFC. It's Todd, I know you got the UFC as well. Pat, as well, jumping on board my personal plays. Miss Robinson, thanks for jumping on board the premium plays. Thomas, UFC 3x3. Don't forget that 3x3, guys. The 3x3. No, we're not talking about a 3x3 or 4x4 from In-N-Out. We're talking about the 3x3 from FC and the UFC. 3 UFC fight events. 3 guaranteed max fight picks, all for $100, one bill. And Manuel, I look forward to working with you as well. Everybody, Duke, did yours go through? I think so. I was just reading the ones that I seen on the screen. But yes, everybody, thank you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Apparently, my mother's calling. My mom's calling, so you got to take mom's call. All right, guys, good luck. And always bet within your means. As I always say, we'll have a good day today. And again, remember, tomorrow's live show is an hour earlier. It's at 9 a.m. Eastern time. All right? 9 a.m. Eastern time. Mark S., I don't know if it'll work on it. You can try it. You can definitely try it. Oh, now she's calling this phone, so gotta go. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you guys live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific.